Perkins lead guitar work on the early Johnny Cash recordings. Let's get to it. All right, so we're going to mainly focus on Luther Perkins' style in the early days, but we're also going to get to some of the ways other lead guitar players for Johnny Cash handled this material, notably Bob Wooten, Carl Perkins, and Marty Stewart. So I saw Marty Stewart play with Johnny Cash in 1985. I had no idea who Marty Stewart was at the time. I just knew, oh, that was the lead guitar player for Johnny Cash. Later I realized, wow, that's Marty Stewart. So let's start with some of this basic stuff and then elaborate on it a little bit. We're going to do this in E. It can be done over any chord, but in E, we're going to start on the bottom. We're going to hold down the whole E chord, all right? And then you're going to just use down picks, and you're going to go 6th string, 4th string, 5th string, 4th string. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? This measure right here. You're just going to do that over and over again, getting used to hitting so it's the root, 5th, 5th, root. So root, 4th string, 6th string, 4th string. That's for the A chord. And that same pattern is going to be for the B7 chord. You're going to go 5th string, 2nd fret, 1st fret, 4th string, 1st fret, 4th string, and then you're going to take your ring finger down to the 6th string, 2nd fret for the F sharp, and then back up to the 1st fret, 4th string. Back to E. B7. That's the basics there. Now we're going to elaborate a little bit. I'm going to talk about palm muting. So if you haven't palm muted before, this is super important guitar technique, whether you're playing punk music or folk music or Johnny Cash rockabilly. Being able to palm mute, basically what you're doing is you're taking kind of the heel of your hand and you're placing it just onto your strings right there. So without it, but with it, right? Now if you go too far, you totally kill the string. If you don't get enough, it's still ringing. You gotta find that spot that stops the ringing, but still lets the note ring through. Right? And you find that nice sweet spot. Okay? And all right? Now, I need to mellow out my sound a little bit. I'm a little too bright. So for a song like Folsom Prison, which is basically a 12-bar blues, you're going to be, it's doubled this rhythm for each measure. So you're going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right. So I'll play through it one time. I hear that train a-comin', rolling round the bend. I ain't seen sunshine since I don't know when. I'm searching for some prison, and time keeps dragging on. Hear that train a-rollin', hang my head and cry. Alright, just playing through that, the chords of the 12-bar blues. If you don't know the 12-bar blues, you should check out a lesson on 12-bar blues. But that's the idea. Single notes, quarter notes, or eighth notes, depending on what song you're playing, and you're palm muting gently with your palm right next to the bridge of your guitar. Now, Luther played, in the early days, played an Esquire, which is basically a telly with one pickup. So he would have pretty much played a guitar that looked like this. I think his was white or cream colored. Now, here's the next step. Adding a little double up-down on the fourth string notes. So instead of picking 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, you're gonna go 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and that's an up down. All right. This gets more of a gallop feel. Now, on most of those original recordings, Luther Perkins isn't doing that boom, ticka, boom, ticka, boom, ticka, boom, ticka. But if you listen later, the next guitar player, Bob, he does it. Carl Perkins does it a lot, and Marty Stewart does it. Right, so you get this sound. A, B, E. All right. Now, Luther in the old days would double strum that top, the fourth and third string, instead of just hitting this two. Sometimes he would be kind of strumming the fourth and third string together, so you get something like this. On the A chord, he's holding down the A chord, hitting both those together. B7. That's a lot of how, like, Merle Travis would have Travis picked. You know, Chet played a really clean Travis, like that, right? Travis, the guy who made it famous, he did more of a strum on that top, the fourth string, where he would hit 2 or 3 strings there. He'd go. And that's what Luther is kind of imitating with a pick. Right? So, think about that. If you're going to be doing that, it's hard to do the boom chicka with those chords on top. You can do it. But it certainly does muddy the waters a little bit. Another thing a lot of guitar players do is they add slapback. Now, I know Luther Perkins had an amp that had slapback on it. If you're going to add the slapback, I definitely wouldn't do the double picking thing, because the slapback's already kind of taking care of that. So I just put a little slapback on. Hear that? So spend time working on the clean transfer of getting your pick to go. with the palm. Then with the double pick on the up-down pick on the fourth string. And of course switching chords. And then maybe trying to do the little strum thing. All right. Any song that you're going to work on, I Walk the Line, Folsom Prison, take a little time and try to really Ring of Fire. Take a little time and try to get that picking to work on those chords. If you're on C, right? I'm using How High's the Water, Mama, right? High and rising. That alternating bassing is all through all of those tunes. Take some time, practice that, nail it down. All right, I'll see you next week. Bye.